Nothing makes your heart beat faster than a notification saying that there's an issue with your money.
What is my money?
That's exactly the kind of panic cybercriminals use to trick you. Today we're going to see how they do it and more importantly how you can stop them. Hello and welcome back to Ultra Blue Tech. I'm Dados, and in this video it is part of our ZPhisher series where we are tackling a highly sensitive topic: stimulating phishing attacks on a PayPal account. Because PayPal deals with your finances, a successful attack can be devastating. That's why understanding the mechanisms of this threat is crucial for your cybersecurity. As always, this is a beginner-friendly tutorial and it is strictly for educational purposes only. Never ever use this on a real person or account without explicit written permission. In this guide, I'll cover how to use ZPhisher to create a fake PayPal login page, then I'll move on to the importance of social engineering in a phishing attack, and then how to spot a fake PayPal website, and then we'll wrap it up with the best ways to protect your financial accounts, which is more important. Now, let's jump into the terminal and see how these attacks are constructed. Our first step is to get into the ZPhisher directory. We'll use the cd command as usual, so cd ZPhisher. Now, if you don't have ZPhisher installed, or if this is the first video you are watching, I'm going to link the very first video on how to install and configure ZPhisher so that you'll be at par with us right now. So after watching that video, if you successfully installed ZPhisher, then you're cool to go on with us. For everyone else, let's just go ahead and launch ZPhisher using bash. So you see a long list of services. We are looking for PayPal, so let's select it by typing in the number corresponding to the attack we want to use, and then we hit enter. Next, we'll need to make our fake page accessible from anywhere on the internet. This screen is asking you a crucial question: how do you want to make your phishing page accessible? So let's break each of the three port forwarding services so you can understand what they do and which one to choose. Now, the first is localhost. It is an option that does not create a public link. Instead, it runs a phishing server on your local machine, which is accessible at your IP address. So this is the testing and development mode. You should always choose this option first to see what your phishing page looks like and to make sure that it's working correctly in your own browser. So you can check the layout, test the input fields, and see how the captured credentials will look without actually exposing anything to the internet. So in short, you choose this local host to preview your work, and you cannot use this option to send a link to anyone. The next is Cloudflare. This is the popular and reliable tunneling service provided by Cloudflare. It will generate a secure public URL that connects directly to your phishing page running on your machine. The auto detect tag means that ZPhisher will likely automatically check if you have the Cloudflare tool installed and help you run it. This is the most common option you would choose when you are ready to send a link to a target. It is generally stable, fast, and the URL it generates can sometimes look more legitimate than a random IP address. The third option you would see is the local expose. This is another third-party tunneling service similar in function to Cloudflare. It also creates a public URL that forwards to your local machine. This is an alternative to Cloud. Sometimes one service might be blocked by a network or might simply prefer to use another. However, you should pay close attention that after 15 minutes, the link is going to die. So I'm just going to choose one of them and then we'll continue from there. ZPhisher will now take a moment to set up the Ngrok tunnel and a fake PayPal login page. It is designed to look identical to the real one, making it highly effective for tricking users. Once it is ready, you see a public URL. This is the link that will be sent to a target. A common social engineering trick is to send an email that says your account has been suspended due to suspicious activities. Click here to verify your account, blah blah blah. Now, that link of course would lead here. So I'll paste the link to a browser so we could see what the fake page looks like. As you can see, it is a perfect clone of the official PayPal page. Now I'll enter some fake credentials. So for the username, I'm going to say, let's say secureuser@gmail.com, and then for our password, then I'll type in 123. Now when I click login, the page will direct to the real PayPal site, just as it would in real world scenario. But back on our Kali Linux terminal, the username and password we just typed in have been captured and are displayed right here in plain text. This is powerful and a very real threat. So this demonstration shows how easily a convincing phishing page can be created, but more importantly, It teaches us how to protect ourselves. The key to preventing a PayPal phishing attack is vigilance. 1. Always check the URL. Before you type in your password, look at the URL in your browser. If it's anything other than paypal.com, bro, it is fake. Secondly, use two-factor authentication. I can't stress this enough. This is the single most important step. Even if an attacker gets your password, they can't log in without the code sent to your phone. Thirdly, don't click on links in suspicious emails. If you got an email from PayPal about a problem, don't click on the link. Instead, open a new browser and go to PayPal's official website directly to log in and check your account. Don't be lazy. I hope this video helped you to stay safe in the digital world. If you found this information useful, please like the video and subscribe to Ultra Blue Tech for more educational content on ethical hacking and cybersecurity. As always, I'm Dado. Stay safe and I'll see you in the next one.